Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show, episode 56. A Christmas Story, Canada Guns edition, or style, whatever the fuck I put in the title. I'm your host, Dick Rover. And with us tonight we have a bunch of they have guns. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And for tonight, we have a couple of things to talk about. Not a lot of news, just a lot of bullshit, like it always seems to be. But we do have a couple of new purchases, and people have been playing around with aftermarket parts and shit. So let's get started with often, Mr. Quickup. Tell us, what have you been up to since we last saw you, which I have no idea when it was.
I haven't been on the show in a long time, so I mean, I probably have a few guns that you haven't seen. Nothing really exciting, I guess, but I don't know. I put a 17 slide on my Glock 22. Now it's much better, and I don't know. I've got like SVT and probably some other stuff in here. Nothing too interesting. I went shooting a few times with DV, and yeah, it's always fun.
Is he as sexy in real life as he is online?
Oh, even sexier. Even sexier. He's got this whole manlet thing going on.
Excellent. That's the one I'd like to hear. Team slide on the 20 to take that 40 cal to a 9mm?
Yeah, all you do is swap a slide. Glocks are cool like that.
I thought you had to get a different barrel.
It's the whole slide.
And it just fits on the 22 frame?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have the 40 caliber to 9mm conversion barrel, but I found that it didn't run well, so I went and I got the actual Glock 17 slide instead. I don't know if you can read that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like it.
Can you run the 40 cal mags in there?
I can, yeah, but I also have like a shitload of 9mm mags, so I just use those.
Okay. That's pretty.
The reason I have so many 9mm mags is because I have a JRC in 9mm.
Right, the same one that Janner has, but not as dulled up.
His is 45, I think.
Nope, my JRC is 9mm, but it's the Mariner finish takedown.
I really like yours. Pretty sexy. Now, Mr. Quickup, is there anything else that you'd like to bring up before we go to Mr. Jenner Pants?
No, nothing really exciting, apart from, I did get a pretty cool, ugly Christmas sweater. I guess you guys aren't wearing yours, but here's mine. Yeah.
Is that a Demo Rats one?
That's right, yeah. It's got like hand grenades and stuff all over it. It's pretty sweet. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys get a good look at that there. Yep, that's about it. Other than that, just getting ready for Christmas.
Grover freeze?
I don't know. Apparently I'm presenting to everyone. Well, with Grover frozen and locked it on me, I guess I can show you guys some more guns. We were discussing... Oh, there we go. I broke it. We were discussing tactical 308s on the sub the other day, so I do have one of these 10TRs with the retarded scope on it.
Which one's that? Is that the primary arms one, or is that the...
I told you about this scope when I picked it up, and everybody said, don't buy that. It's going to be garbage. It's the Falcon M18 Plus.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, I might send it to you so you can review it, because I don't know. I mean, it's pretty middle of the pack, but the price is what's attractive because it's first focal plane, and it's got mil reticle, mil turrets, and it's like 9 to 18 So that's
19. I wonder if it's a rebranded Primary Arms, because Primary Arms does like that. That's the way that they're offset the erector tube there.
yeah.
That's kind of the style of the U.S. optics scope, which is not a $200 or $300 scope. That's a $2,000 or $3,000 scope. But Primary Arms does those as well, and I bet that they're made in the same factory.
Oh, it's possible. This is a $500 scope. So for the money, you know, and I figure, you know, I'm not exactly a sniper, so that's a good way to get me into the game, and I'll upgrade it later.
Yeah. What was the zoom on it?
Up to 18x.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
I wasn't
You're
here
back,
because
Grover.
my connection in my house.
Yeah, we figured that.
What's that?
Yeah, we figured that. It's all good. So we were talking about Tactical 308s because that had come up in the chat recently.
Bunch. Lehman's got a shitload of those. I think he's selling one or two to.
Yeah, has a few. Yeah, your connection is balls today, Grover.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. We have other people here that can handle that. Hey, Adriel, what have you been up to?
Buying a bunch of hunting rifles. I don't know if I want to show them. Like everyone.
What did you get that 597 for? Because we saw a really cheap 597.
Yeah, I'll grab the 597 one. Where would it be? It's in one of these boxes. 1 second. Is it in box number 1? I was just at the range on Sunday, so no. Savage Axis. No one wants to see that. Everyone's seen those before. Is it in there? Maybe. I don't want to show that anyways. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see that stack of boxes there behind, kind of over there. A couple of guns in there. Let's see. So this is the 597 I got for $167. So pretty inexpensive 22. And this was, I kind of like these guys. So this is a Browning AB3. It's kind of modeled after their A-bolt, kind of not. It's their only bolt action rifle. It's supposed to compete against the Savage and that kind of thing. So it takes hey, look, no rounds in there. Good. It takes a detachable mag instead of like the A-bolt had this real goofy swing forward deal that you then clip off. It was
that sounds awful.
Oh, it is, and that's why they went with the X-bolt. And the X-bolts are a lot better. They have just a plain magazine. The X-bolts have a good polymer mag. This is like a steel plastic composite thing. It's still not bad. It's still not like shit tier like a 770 or something like that. And it's got a nice kind of click in there. But it's a I don't know, decent, a little bit nicer, a little bit not in some ways than a Savage Axis. Got the three lug bolt on there, so it's got a nice short bolt throw, so you're not going to run your hand into the scope or anything like that. But the bolt itself, I don't really like when they do this. It's a full size body on it, and it makes the bolt really heavy.
How is the stock on it? Is it flimsy as shit like the Axis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All of these are flimsy as shit. It's nicer. The stock is nicer itself, nicer looking. Let's get this bolt out of here just so I can show you guys the difference. And the AB3
Holy
bolt.
shit! Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge, right? It's full size on the body, whereas this guy is not. And
makes it easier to zap carry.
Yeah, there's less ribbing for your pleasure.
Yeah, less to get hung up on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the bolt on a Savage Axis is fine. There's not really anything wrong with them. They're not like super well machined or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're really well relieved. So I don't really have a lot of problems running a bolt on one of these. This guy over here, this 83, it didn't feel quite as smooth. Let's see. I think it's got a big bearing surface. You can bind it up. So if you hit this thing off axis and then you push on it, you can just
jam it up.
Bind it up. There we go. Yeah.
Which the Savage Model 10 has the same problem.
Really?
It jams up if you don't hit it just right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some bolt actions that are like that out there. Now, if you go get a Tika, I can't do that to a Tika. If I hit it off axis, it's gonna go still straight.
Gonna
in,
go home.
so.
Yeah.
My Tika's like it's on fucking grease ball bearings, man. That thing slides in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a lot nicer. One of the things, so because it's a Browning likes to put on a bunch of different features. This has got a locked bolt on it, so if you put the safety on, you can't actually run the bolts, just like an X bolt or something like that. It's got this little.
The Tika does the same.
Yeah, it's got this little gas pedal on the side here, so you can push that gas pedal and then unlock it if you really want to, and now it's locked up again. So, if you're gonna really abuse the crap out of your rifle and head out in the mountains and that kind of thing, this is nice because it locks it in there, and even if it gets snagged, it's not going to open up. The risk being, if you had a safety that didn't do that, you might snag it on a tree or something like that, and it might get pulled open. And I don't know, maybe you only brought 3 rounds. Maybe you pull your gun up on that sheep, and you're like, "What the heck? What's going on with my bolt here? Oh, it's unlocked in my face." Yeah. I don't know. I don't extreme hunting very much, so I don't run into that kind of issue very often.
Troping through the bush there with a loaded gun is a good way to blow your chin off, as that mayor found out recently. I think he died, eh?
He passed away. Yep, not a couple of days afterwards, and the story of how he fucking how it happened still hasn't come out. But what happened afterwards is insane. The guy was checking his rabbit snares out in the bush. He had snowshoed in and snowmobiled in. So after he shot himself, he snowshoed back to his snowmobile out of the bush, and flagged down a car on the road.
And still died?
Oh,
that's too bad.
Yeah.
That's really sad, yeah.
Put in all that effort for nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So basically I got a whole whack of Axis and those AB3s because I've got an Axis one in the corner over there. It cost me $269. There's a $100 rebate with Savage right now, so that's $100 US. So at the end of it, that's going to be a $130 rifle.
That's a killer deal. Can't argue with that.
So, I was at the wholesale sports there. I'm like, yeah, one of those. People were like, what? Why are you going to go hunting with all those? No, that's a $130 rifle there. That's a $250 rifle with scope. The Savage Axis 2, right? That's like crazy pricing.
Yeah,
so
I knew.
The Brownings had $75 off. Now the Savages, they make you cut out the UPC code like it's the fucking 50s and mail it in. But
you still get the check in even if it takes 3 months.
Yeah, I sent a letter in. That's 1, 2, 3. 75, 375 US. So that's basically like buy 5 get 1 free. I need one of those coffee cards for Savage Axis.
Typical cricket there. He's talking about going to wholesale on Friday, but there's nothing left.
There's nothing left. The one in Calgary is done.
Left. Totally
nothing. There's nothing. There were a couple of guns left, but there was absolutely nothing on the shelf. The only thing that I found, was a handle for my cleaning rod that I broke off years ago. You know those Hoppies number 9s that have the interchangeable handles?
Yeah.
I ripped that thing apart once cleaning my Mosin. Must have been 4 years ago. Never bothered to change it around. And they finally had it for 60% off. So it's a $35, $40 handle for $12. I'm sold.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a calendar in the mail. It's got some of these going on, and
are there any hot ones?
Yeah, I don't know. It's signed. I got some like signatures on this shit.
Yeah, keep it for 50 years. Maybe it'll be worth 350.
No, when? How long do you have to wait before the dates like line up again?
Like 50 something years.
You can read it.
You said, isn't it like
Yeah,
50 years or something like that? You can reuse calendar.
Yeah.
I'll be dead in 50 years, so oh well. I don't know. I got like a whack of 223 ammo. Freedom Independence. Right now, SFRC has that stuff on for
$200 to 500.
Yeah, it's crazy good deal. So I ran this stuff on Sunday, and it shoots exact same point of aim as my as the PMC stuff I usually run, and grouping was acceptable for what I do. So I'm not gonna buy more. I'm gonna wait. My theory is that it's gonna get even cheaper.
You think so?
I don't know, man. Like it seems that there's a lot of ammo that's like going down, continually going down in pricing. A lot of guns going down in pricing right now. So I think there's a glut of ammo and guns on the market right now. So I think prices are going down now and are going to continue to go down.
Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe it's just the U.S. tooled up for Hillary and they have Trump?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, Trump. It's good for consumers, I guess, because now there's more availability.
Yeah. It's actually a problem with the companies who are mass producing 22 ammo, because now they have this crazy ramped up production, and people aren't buying it by the pallet anymore. So,
well, yeah, they have to like price incentivize us to get us to do that. But
yeah,
this is just that made in Israel XM 193 stuff. 193.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, XM 193. So it's like it's mil spec.
Yeah, it's Hasidic AR food.
Yes. Actually, this would go well in a Tavor.
Absolutely.
I am running it in an AR because I don't need those space gats.
But Jew.
No. Plus, the sight over bore on those things is fucking awful. Like running those in 3-gun, you might as well run something. You might as well run something else.
I don't know. Janitor seems to like it.
I've never ran it in 3-gun for exactly that reason.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna like I don't know, store a gun in a tank and like pop out the tank and start shooting people. Yeah, I mean, a Tavor would be fucking awesome. Or even like carrying would be really nice. But just for like gaming, AR.
Or in approximately 6 months, SLR.
Or that, yeah.
Oh, actually,
maybe sooner.
Yeah, no.
What's your weight list?
I'm number 28, 29, I think.
Maybe you'll get it early. I don't know. How many did they get? How many Praetor did they get?
Nobody knows. I think Chad said that the Calgary Shooting Center is the first one to get the badge in.
They said they're getting theirs first, and then all the other distributors are getting theirs after.
Yeah. Well, it's their gunsmith, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But like a different company. I think he's just like, I don't know. That's his way of saying thanks. Plus, the Calgary Shooting Center probably sold like a ton of them, right?
Probably.
Their pre-order SKU.
There's going to be a place selling those. It's going to be Oil Money Calgary.
They took down their pre-order SKU I was looking for today. Yeah, you can still get it through other places like Gunworks, but CSC, it's no longer live.
I don't know if the TNE is still.
TNA?
Yeah, I don't know if TNA is still taking theirs pre-orders or not. But
I think theirs said it was sold out as well.
Oh, okay. I wonder how many they had. I mean, we had a guy. I think Crypt is number 96 or something like that.
Yeah, so they probably commissioned like 500 or 1,000 for a first batch and kind of see how it goes.
Well, they sold out. I'm guaranteeing that.
Well, like I said, Gunworks still has pre-orders up, so.
Oh, I'm talking about TNA.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that's my turn. As you may have heard, I was at Wholesale Sports, but I wasn't the one to purchase this. Clement was. I gave him a call the other day and said, "Hey, Clement, my buddy just told me that these Versamaxes are 40% off at Wholesale Sports. And seeing as this is an $1,100 shotgun for $750, I told him, cool, get me one. And he said he couldn't because he was with his parents. So I called Clement and told him, get down to Wholesale Sports in Calgary because they still have a couple of these. Except when he got there, they only had one on the shelves and they told him they were out. So he bought me this one. So thank you, Clement. He also bought himself a gun that did that Tika end up in your hands, Janner?
Not yet, but yeah, I spoke for it. It will be heading my way probably sometime around Christmas.
Yeah, so he
I
didn't.
think Starek wants to join.
Oh, does he? Okay, send him my
I
connections.
I can't send it to him right now, but somebody wants.
Janner. Okay, do the sending. It's an IRC. And yeah, I got a Versamax. It's the Sportsman model. What's different about this than the high-end one? It doesn't come in a case. It doesn't have any stock shims for adjusting cum height or casting on the stoke. It's supposed to have a more basic finish than the fancy Versamax. I think the finish does. Yeah, the stock does. And it comes with more chokes. This one only comes with a modified choke, which I'm kind of bummed about because I am looking for a full choke because I like shooting my trap with folk. And yeah, this is a pretty neat gat. This is the first new gun that... Yeah, if you want to post that in the side chat in the Adriel in the actual watch page.
Well, like you could just search for it. But the other differences on that would be you've got a bead front sight, not a fiber optic, right? So I don't know if they changed that or not. So they got a fiber optic on the other one. More
still has the bead.
Yeah, beads are fine. I like the fiber optic, but if I had if one was like way cheaper than the other, I'd totally go for the bead. And then some of the internals are Teflon coated on the other one, so you might want to like oil those ones. It's a Remington.
Well, everything else looks...
fucking oil anything, anyways.
Oh yeah, oiling Remingtons. What for? You want to get that patented Rust-Oleum look.
You got to get that Mad Max look. You buy a Remington, and it'll do it on its own.
It'll do it on its own. You want to get that what is it, that wear pattern? Battle worn, yeah.
Starek is on Mibit, so I don't know if he can even receive PMs. Maybe just drop it in the channel.
Okay. I don't think I can just drop it in the channel. I'll actually, just send it to him in Reddit. You should be able to get it there.
Yeah, I was just going to do that.
And yeah, we should be able to go shooting this Saturday with a couple of buddies because not one, but two of my other friends also went and got themselves Versamaxes at the Wholesale Sports in Calgary. And we're going to be doing a Versamax shoot, trying to see who can shoot their brand new Versamax better than everybody else. I'm anticipating kicking their ass, but I may eat my words. I probably will eat my words on how things go whenever I, run my mouth.
You got to run like a few boxes of double aught buck through it to break it in.
Yeah, run some heavy duty stuff.
So see, this is the thing. I said that, and then my buddy's like, no, that's a FUT mitt. And then I looked into it, and some people say yes, some people say no.
Well, just feel how tight it is.
But you should bring a couple boxes of 3-inch just to be prepared in case it doesn't, because it might not want to cycle with the light stuff. And the way to fix that is to beat the fuck out of it with some heavy duty stuff, and it'll wear itself in. It'll polish itself against itself.
See, I thought about that, and that's why I didn't get the 1 ounce loads. I got the 1 1/8 ounce loads. So hopefully that has a little more punch.
That ought to help.
Oh, you got
like a
I
redheaded
just broke mine
stepchild.
in with 7.5 inch handicap, and it was fine.
Yeah.
See, there's more anecdotal evidence.
That was for two of
Yeah.
them. It went both fine for both. I don't know about
How
just
many-
normal 7.5, but the high velocity shit with the ounce and an eighth was fine.
Yeah, that's the one that I used. That's the one that I bought. My buddy's insisting that he's going to run handicap on it, and we'll see.
Handicap's better. That's got a little bit.
How many rounds are through your well broken in one, Chad?
Oh, thousands. I don't know.
Yeah, like 10 grand more.
I don't know about 10 grand. That's a lot of shotgun shells, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
quite a few. Quite a few.
Last time we were
I
out,
remember
Chad,
when you
we
bought
shot
it,
a
you were
lot.
surprised about how stiff it was.
Yeah, well, yeah, like loading and stuff has definitely gotten smoother over time, but but as far as function goes, like it was good from day one.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's one thing
I mean,
that I was
some,
thinking
some
about.
shotguns will be. Some shotguns will just work. Some of them need that extra little bit of wear in period.
Yeah, especially with something that's inertia driven, you kind of need that extra oomph, I find.
Yeah.
But the Versamax is gas driven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, there is the claim of fame of the Versamax is that the gas system is not located on the underside around the mag tube. It's actually part of the barrel, and more specifically the chambers. The gas ports are in the front end of the chamber right before the forcing cone. Is that right, Adriel?
They're just in front of where the shell would be. I mean, the shell, as it folds out, it covers up ports. So your 2 3/4 won't cover anything. Your 3-inch will cover a couple ports, so that it's gas in the system, and your 3.5-inch will cover even more ports, so that it lets less gas into the system. Use those 2 pistons. Smaller pistons usually will like self-clean a lot better. So, like my buddy's got an 1100. That's one of the ones that goes over the mag tube, like you'd mentioned there, and it carbons up like pretty bad.
Yeah, I have an 1100 too, and it's not that I ever clean it, but it does tend to be dirty after a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
And yeah, after Saturday, it will come down to whether or not I send this to TACORD and give it the TACORD treatment. If I like the way it shoots as is, I might not fuck with it. But considering how cheap it was, I was just telling the guys in the room before the show started that since I got it for like $750, if I then dump the money that would have paid into paying for this gun full price, I can get a couple of sweet upgrades from TACORD and basically have paid the same amount for a new gun, but gotten the gun and the upgrades. So the upgrades that I was thinking about was the magazine tube extension, because I would love to do what Janner did with his and just do the ghost load plus 1 in the chamber for that 9-shot sweet semi-auto goodness in Canada. Perfectly legal considering it's a 3.5-inch chamber. Therefore, you can cram as many 2 3/4-inch shells as you can in the tube without ever getting into issues, unless you meet an overzealous RCMP officer. Other than the mag extension, I really am starting to think that maybe this shell release button is a little on the small side, so I would get the enlarged shell release, a big charging handle, because why not?
For the
Just an extra
shell
part.
release, you can just you can DIY those too, or you can buy them. The bought ones are like $20. They're a little bit nicer. The DIY is
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't consider myself particularly handy in terms of machining or anything like that, so I wouldn't know the first part of how about getting a hole in this
I
thing.
think Calgary Shooting Center has the extended lifters for those, and they're solid. I think you get the whole thing. It's the trigger, the lifter, the whole little bottom there. I could have sworn I heard that they're $80. So you
That's
might
not
be
bad.
able to, like that fork that on the bottom there. If you feed rounds in there, that thing's eventually going to like start catching your thumb. So
Yeah,
like
I'm talking
a
about
three
that too
gun.
with Indy before.
Oh, the Versamaxes are awful for it. They're so awful for it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah,
So,
it's either it would be the mag extension, the enlarged controls, and possibly getting the loading port enlarged and the big Ford installed. January beforehand, he was saying how if I haven't had the polished chamber, then it might be better to go with something else. But I really don't want to give it like a big tune-up because then this ends up being a $700 gun turned into a $2,100 gun, and I wasn't looking at spending another $1,000 on this fucking thing. I was only looking to spend about as much as I would have spent if I had bought the gun outright at full price.
Mhm.
Other than that, oh, the fucking 44 finally sold. It only took like fucking 6 months to get rid of that stupid thing. But it's sold, it's paid for, the transfer is ongoing and initiated. A fella from CTN bought it from Nova Scotia, and I've never dealt with a Nova Scotia CFO, so we'll see how long it takes them to figure things out. And I also sold all the accessories separately, so I made some money back on that stupid thing.
Sweet.
Yeah. Where did he go?
Who?
Styrek.
I don't know.
He's having a hell of a time.
Oh yeah, I've got a Type 81 on the way for review.
Nice. Oh, there goes Styrek. That probably is why. Are you gonna abuse it, the fuck out of it?
I probably don't have time to. I got a couple other guns to review, so I'm gonna take it to the range, shoot it, try it for reliability, see if I can beat that 5 MOA. I'd like to believe.
Are they going to hand pick one for you, or just send you one right out of the pile of boxes?
No, they just like, I don't think anyone's handpicked one for me, because how can you, right? You'd have to like take it to go shoot or something.
Well, maybe not like shoot testing it, but like opening the box to make sure that it doesn't have a bent barrel. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Because they want you to give a good review, right?
Would they take a look at that? Get is in the box. Up, it's sealed.
So maybe
I'll let you know when I get it. If the bag is sealed, then I guess that's the way it came from China, because usually they'll seal them up and throw a couple little like oil and oil the crap out of everything.
Mm-hmm. What are you giggling at, sir?
Oh, just reading the side chat there, and Blackie is saying the same thing. It's going to be bent.
I'll get that old timey chalk line
for drywall. Yeah,
and I don't use this laser stuff. I use a fucking chalk line. We'll see.
Well, Gelardo says, remember, all groups are sub MOA if you only fire one shot.
True.
I love that line. I absolutely love
0.3 MOA.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of curious to see. You know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that 5 MOA because it's really short on them. But we'll see.
Are you going to use a vise, a bench rest?
Oh, I prefer to shoot off of sandbags just so I can. I find they're like I'll. What's that?
Oh, you're not going to beat it if you're just shooting offhand or off a sandbag.
No, I'll run. What is that? I've got like one of those cast iron rests for the front, and I run sandbags on the back. And with a scoped rifle, I can do around 1 MOA with that. I depending on the day. If I take my time and the gun's capable of it, less. But
yeah, but we looked into this before, and the sight radius on it is what, Crover, like 11 inches, 10 inches.
Fuck, I want to say 13.
Yeah, it's not very long, so it's a lot different than a scoped rifle or even a rifle with normal, iron sights, right?
Yeah, so
it was only a few inches longer than the sight radius on the fucking 44 I used to.
Yeah.
So if you wanted like maximum accuracy with something like that, you would need a return to battery rest. Something that it would fire, it would recoil, and it would return exactly to the same place. Then the sight radius doesn't matter, and you're only testing the rifle itself.
Well, if you remember when we had Caliber Mag here, they told us that they had it on a lead sled. It was It was
A lead sled's not a return to battery though. Lead sled will still move. The rifle will still move. So you're still lining that thing up, and you're still depending on your eyesight to get those things perfectly aligned before you pull the trigger.
I guess.
I don't doubt them. I like if they say it's a 5 MOA gun, it's probably a 5 MOA gun, but I'll see.
Maybe it was a 5 MOA gun when it was made 3 years ago.
I'll get some real big piece of paper.
Yeah.
Correct. My dude. Finally made it.
Our glorious Hitler mod is here.
Were you playing with your cat just earlier?
Freaking Firefox new version won't do Google Hangouts. I had to download Chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, they stopped supporting Firefox, didn't they?
Yeah. People hate you.
So I'm like, oh, I could download the Firefox extended service or extended support release and use it. So I did that, and it didn't work at all. So
Annoying.
Oh, Google. How you doing, buddy? What's the latest? What's the latest gadget you got?
Mags. I don't get new gats that often, so I'm not a gun whore / dealer like Flipper like Kroger is.
What I do?
How often do you flip a gun, Crover? Once a month?
How often do I sell guns?
Yeah.
I find a problem with them. The second I find a problem with them, they're gone.
Okay, but like, is it like once a month, once every 2 months?
It used to be a lot worse, but probably still about once a month or once every 2 months.
Well, like in 2017, I don't think you sold 12 guns.
I might have.
I don't doubt it.
Right around
I
there.
mean, I would have to think real hard about it, but maybe. Like,
I guess if
hold
you
on a
count
second, like,
picking up guns for other people and stuff like that, then yeah.
no, dog. I'm pretty sure I sold at least. I can think off the top of my head at least 6.
Yeah, so every 2 months.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's still up there. That's not
Yeah.
rookie numbers.
Hey man, if literally if there's a problem, it's gone. Like Chad's got my Mark II 22. The P320 is gone. The 44 is gone. I'm pretty sure I had an 870 that I don't have anymore because I have too many of those. Fuck. What? Oh, the Remington 700. That one went. I literally owned that gun for about a week until I sold it to Ibmeister. Shit, I don't know. I sell a lot of guns.
I keep the ones.
Actually, no. You know what? You're gonna beat me this time around, though, Adriel. I mean, you got way more guns to sell than I do.
Yeah. I've been moving them not bad this year. I took inventory. The oldest guns I've got are my AR-15 and FNS, and the AR-15. I want to say it's 3 years old,
I don't know what.
and the FNS 2.
You know what? I think my oldest gun is my Lefty 1100, followed by my 686. Oh, the AR is gone. Oh, fuck. There's 7 guns.
If you really think about it, there's more.
I'm going to keep thinking about it because I sold a double barrel. That one also went to Clement. Shit, man. It's too many. It's too many. But it's all for a good cause, the wedding, which I ended up not paying as much as I thought for because my parents paid for a bunch of it. Oh, yes, I'm getting married soon.
Yeah.
Other than that, Styrek, what's the latest in the mod news front? Have you had to deal with anything fun lately, or is Slappy just taking care of all that shit?
He usually gets to it first. There's a couple people that got kicked or banned or had their pee-pee slapped or whatever, but yeah.
Any juicy gossip for us?
Not really, I guess.
No. Oh.
Shame. How has the newbie thread going lately? Because it's what
The
week
last
2,
time I
week 3
saw it, there was nothing in it.
this week's. Because the very first one had like 70 comments. Is it still dead in the water?
Let me check.
But that was a pretty new thread.
Oh, there's 16 comments.
Yeah.
An hour ago, a day ago. Yeah, so last comment was like a day ago. 12 hours ago, something like that.
Yeah, there's people
Well,
commenting on there.
Top comment doesn't have a reply yet.
I had posted a comment and then thought better of it and then immediately deleted it.
That's the best. Those are always the
I said there's no stupid questions, only stupid people.
best. That's an excellent comment by one of the moderators of the subreddit.
How do you switch it back to having it auto switch to whoever's talking? I forgot how to do that.
Just unclick our name. Probably clicked on somebody's face. Would that help?
I don't know. Someone else talk.
Yeah, it should be auto switching for you.
There we go. Yeah. It was just
okay.
the border,
Okay, good.
border was selected.
So,
okay.
did we
what
hear
did you
from
wanna say?
Janitor?
Oh yeah, hey Jenner, what have you been up to in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, it's been how long since I've been on? I'll have to look at my notes. Quite a while. I started taking some classes on Wednesday nights, so kind of put the kibosh on this, but we're off for winter break. Since I've been on last, caught a few deer. Started making them into jerky, sausage, steak. Been eating lots of deer. It's pretty tasty. Can't remember. Some of this might be dial-ups or double-ups, so let me know. TNA finally delivered on the fake silencer.
It turned out pretty good, eh?
Yeah, Daddy's gun is done. Taken it out a couple times actually for cheap shit optic and a cheap shit AR. Not too shabby. Seems to work pretty good. So
What was it before it got thoroughly molested?
it was a Palmetto State Armory I got from Iron Guns. Got it into the country, into my house for $604.
I
Yeah. So that
Amazing.
worked pretty well. I found a treasure trove of Norinco 5.56, so I promptly bought 4 more cases of that. So I'm stocked
I
up
told
again
you-
for a little
I
while.
told you to talk to me about that.
Oh, well, I just, that's all I could get on my credit card before I hit my point of sale limit for the day. So I might have to go back. They had more. They had quite a bit more still.
Wait, you have a limit on your credit card?
Point of sale, yeah, I do. Just in case I leave it somewhere. I'm forgetful like that.
Oh,
is that ammo in a hole in the wall place, kind of in the middle of nowhere? Old
It's
guy runs
not.
It's not the same place where you got your CZ858?
No, I bought him out of the Norc ammo last spring.
Okay.
No, this is. I can maybe tell you later offline. I was asked not to.
Don't
blow up
don't
the
give it up.
spot.
Don't give it up. You sit on that.
This is a place
Yeah.
that you said doesn't do online orders, right?
No, they definitely don't.
Yeah.
I ordered 2 Maccabee receiver sets from Calgary Shooting Center. So
You
excited
fucking
to see those
whore.
when they show up.
You
Is it
whore.
Maccabee or is it McCabe?
I don't know.
Because I've heard
Maccabee.
it called McCabe.
Yeah.
And
isn't
is it
it
Maccabee?
double E at the end?
Maccabee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Looked like Maccabee to
does
me.
to me Maccabee.
So we'll see how the pre-order rolls out. I heard Calgary Shooting Center was getting theirs ahead of everybody else. So originally I was going to do a 223 and then like a 6.8 SPC or a 6.5 Grendel or something like that. But it's all the hype surrounding them. Maybe I'll just post up the second set on CGN for $3,000 or something insane and see if somebody bites.
Firm.
No
Yeah.
pictures,
Shipping.
no low ballers.
I know what I have.
I know
Yeah.
what I have.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember if I talked about it. I reloaded 5,000 rounds of 9mm here. So for next season,
But that is
147 grain.
remarkable.
Have you,
Powder
have you
puff
tested,
loads.
have you tested that loading, or is this a new loading?
It's the same loading I was using last season. So
Aw.
runs like a top in my shadow. But actually, that brings me to my next point. Bought a Glock 17L
Long Glock.
which is the long side. What that means?
The long penis.
Yeah, it's over 3/4 of an inch longer than a 34. So it's ridiculous. But what I found with the stock springs in this, that load works, but it only ejects them out like just barely. So I'm gonna have to respring this sucker. But it was brand new when I got it. Put Zev magwell on it, Zev trigger, Zev sights, Zev mag release. What else did I do? That might be it, actually. But turned it into, it wasn't terrible before, but now I actually quite like it. I've been using it with that iTarget Pro. And the trigger, I wouldn't say is better than my Shadow by any stretch, but I don't know if it's the long sight radius or whatever. With that iTarget, I'm getting better scores with that Glock than I am with the Shadow.
What sights did you put on it?
Just the Zev. I can't remember if it's the combat or the tactical. It's a fiber optic front and then just a straight black notch back.
Okay.
But not those plastic garbage ones they come with anyhow.
But
yeah, I've been happy with that. I'll probably lose time on my splits just drawing it though because it's so long that it's going to take
up into your armpit.
Wear your holster lower.
No, Chad, you need to do a drop leg holster so you start lower.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But I haven't picked up a holster for it yet. I'm debating just getting one with an open end and just having it hang out the bottom.
Well, you know, actually, you got enough real estate to tape your leg.
Yeah, I could do that maybe too. I can't remember. I think I posted it in the sub, but I got some mag stickers made up for these are the hex mags Barton's was selling. These are the 40 round P mags, pin to 5, but that's what I'll be running when I head down to Utah this spring with the pin removed as soon as I get across the border.
I'm new to them.
Reppin' Alberta.
Take one of these blade techs and just hog out the end there.
Yeah, exactly. Run it through the chop saw.
Just take a hacksaw to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like that expensive.
Krover already touched on it.
Get an open front so you can just.
Yeah, race holster with a barrel rest. There we go. That would work. Krover touched on it, but I bought a Tika T3X Hunter and 300 Win Mag from Clement for way too good of a deal. Couldn't turn it down. So looking forward to playing with that. I think that's about it. Oh, no. I bought some new furniture. I've talked a few times in the IRC and a few places about my collection of Wingmasters. But I went flat dark earth with that one, plus 10 extension, 26-inch rib barrel. I know there's a guy in the sub always looking for these, says they're impossible to find. I was digging through my graveyard. I have 3. Maybe that's why they're impossible to find, but also
I'm pretty sure I've sold you. I'm pretty sure at least I've sold you 2 of those.
You sold me 1. You sold me the. I think it might be the one that's on it. Was the one you sold me blued, or was it the one with the removable chokes?
It could literally be either or. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember either. That's the barbecue finish, but it's threaded for chokes, and actually that is
guys that have yards of vehicles and cars and trucks and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you've been to my house.
Well, you might have that too, but you have a spare parts trove of 870s probably.
Oh,
Dude,
I got
just because you have so many 870s, right?
Half of the 870s he has and half the parts that he has came from me. So yeah, he has a fucking treasure trove of parts and guns.
I think a couple of them at least. Yeah, I think last time I counted, I had 7 Wingmasters and a couple other 870s on top of that. But I quite like the platform.
Me too.
Other than that, I think that's really all I've been up to. These classes have been taking up a good chunk of my time, but that's pretty good. So,
what kind of base pads did you put on your mags for your Glock?
So it came. I haven't done anything with the Glock mags it came with yet. I do have these 21. That's a live mag. I'm not going to put that in. I got some 21 rounds, but they would stick out a little ways. But just today, actually, this is the Glock 17 rounders. Magpul makes a bigger pad for those, and they fit quite perfect right in there. So they're not quite as heavy as I'd like, but there's a big open spot in here. So I think I'm going to weight them down with. I might run. You'd know the guy, but at 3-gun, he's running tire weights on them, which I thought was a hell of an idea. Put a couple ounces on the bottom of these, and that should do it for us.
Can you
drop free sort of thing?
What's that?
So they drop free?
They're finicky based on this stupid rivet that we have to put in here because of Canada. So some of them do, some of them don't.
No, I mean, just
I've noticed
putting the weight on.
Oh, the weight would probably help it. Yeah, for sure. The ones that don't drop free, you can see the rivet isn't flush with the body. It's off kilter just a little bit. So I might just play with those a little bit and see. But actually, the main reason I bought that Glock, besides it being long and stupid and not appealing to me, is, again, heading down to Utah there. I didn't want to buy all new CZ mags. I've got like 10 or something for my CZ, but they're all 10 rounders and not limited. Like they're built to 10.
Yeah,
so I thought it's easier just to take this, knock the rivets out, and then I've got 21 round mags for those competitions. No sense handicapping myself against Americans. So
yeah,
I'll take both down. I'd probably run the Glock, I think.
When I had to re-rivet my XDM mags because of the horrible chop job someone else did, they didn't drop free until I filed them down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking I'd just polish them, or, worst comes to worst, I've got that size of rivet and a rivet gun. I could even just do them so they're actually flush. I'm sure they get some monkey somewhere in the back of whatever store or wherever it is. And he's probably doing hundreds at a time, so I don't think they're paying too much
literal
attention.
monkey just riveting mags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I've been up to, though, I think.
No.
Anyways, for our next topic, I think we can do top post of the week. We do have a couple of nice posts, and one that is of special note. TV Press Pass is no more, except not really. The fella behind TV Press Pass has now moved on to the land of no snakes, Ireland. Right? Pretty sure he moved to Ireland.
Votes on everything.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, he moved to Ireland, I guess.
Yeah, he moved to Ireland.
And sold all his guns.
Sold all his guns and moved to Ireland. I knew this from a while back because I approved his fire sale post. I really enjoy how it seems to be that we only get shit posts hitting the top time after time after time.
Well, we had that liberal gun owner one the week before.
Did the Millarm one even make it to the top 10?
What you're searching by top during top this week?
When we get back from the movie, okay.
Sorry, who's going here? Oh, Grover's on mute.
No, sorry. Just dealing with the fiance for a second. What were you going to say, Adrian?
Oh, yeah, it's not in the top 10 here, but Millarm's shutting down.
Yeah, but that was one thing that I did want to bring up because it's not on the top post at all. But
last night, though, complaining about a gun that he had on, not on layaway. He'd already paid for it and paid for a barrel to be changed on it.
The story is we had a user come in, I think it was yesterday, and he said that he had purchased a Walter PPQ, the James Bond gun, but those ones are prohibited by barrel length.
PPK?
He purchased it from the store, sent it to get rebarreled, and got jerked around for 12 months, and then Millarm went out of business. And basically had this gun in about...
It was Millarm.
Huh? No, he did actually. No, he did say it was Millarm in the initial Millarm seems to be going out of business thread. And then he made the post about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't Millarm. Who knows? But
it was
sure
Millarm.
seems to...
He didn't say so, but it was.
Yeah, it was. 12 months and about $1,500 later, Millarm goes out of business and they stop answering his emails and his phone calls. So now he's got a gun that might be getting auctioned off, and he's like, what to do? And people give him a lot of advice, mostly contacting the auction house, contacting the people in charge of the assets, bring in receipts. Everybody keep your receipts.
Yeah.
And just hopefully getting the fucking gun in his possession, because after it's been rebarreled, there should be no reason why the shop didn't contact the RCMP and go, here's a picture of the gun, here's the serial number, transfer this thing to the person.
If so, I mean, like in the event of a bankruptcy, creditors will have there's two creditors. So just because he paid for something and didn't get it does not necessarily mean he gets it at the end. It's like a super shitty thing.
Which sucks balls, yeah.
Yeah,
Slappy is saying there's an update in the original post that we might not have seen yet.
Oh, who wants to cover that? My connection is shit, so somebody should put a better connection should cover it.
We'll all race here and see who can get it to the fastest.
Here we go.
Oh, there's only 4 comments in there.
Situation, edit, update. So this morning I was able to contact the company handling the dissolving liquidation of the shop after seeing a picture of their contact info on the shop's door. They did not have the firearm in their list of assets. So next step is to visit the CFO. There's some good news and bad news. The good news is the firearm is not being possessed by some city auction house. The bad news is that it was transferred back to the original owner back in September. And he's extremely furious. He was thrown through a loop for the last 3 months when he visited the shop to ask how the reclassification was going. Now, the real kicker was when he asked the lady helping him if the reclassification was ever even requested or started. The firearm is currently registered as having a 107 millimeter barrel and is non-restricted as of July. Non-restricted? That's weird. Non-restricted? So it should probably be restricted. But anyway, so he's livid. The lady at the CFO's office was quite helpful and sent his info to the original owner. So now he's hoping he can contact him and they can work out the deal.
What deal, though?
No.
Like he paid.
Yeah.
Well, he bought it.
This guy probably had it there.
Like he bought it first from the original owner, and then he had it transferred to Millarm, right? So I guess it went back to the original owner. So now he's just got to deal with that guy.
Are you sure he didn't buy it at Millarm?
Well, he said
anyway.
It was a consigner.
Yeah.
Sale.
So did the original owner get the money for that consignment?
He might have.
I don't know.
Actually, no, he would have if it's consigned and the guy goes, I want to buy that gun in consignment and I want to get it rebarreled. As soon as he paid for the gun, then the money would go to the buy that put the gun in consignment.
Unless Millarm knew they were going out of business. And
terrible.
You think Millarm double dipped? Like they sold the gun?
They might have, yeah.
So what we're thinking here, in case anybody's following this, and I think I need this clarified, is the gun was in consignment, the user bought it, then Millarm sent it to get rebarreled, jerked around the user that bought it. In July, sent it back to the original owner, maybe saying that they hadn't sold it, kept the money of the sale, and never told the guy that the gun had been sent back to the owner.
So the original owner still owns it.
Like we'll know if this guy gives us another update and says like, "Hey, the guy got his money, and now I got the gun, and I just had to pay for the rebarreling, or I didn't, or whatever."
So either or, I guess fuck Millarm.
Well, they're fucked anyway, so fuck them.
Yeah, that is remarkable. The balls on that business, the balls.
That's probably outside of their control.
It's Occam's razor too, right? Like, don't attribute to malice what can be explained by what is it? Yeah, stupidity. Yeah.
Or just like paper-based systems. Maybe they didn't update their inventory system, and it just like couldn't keep up with what they need to do.
I don't know. Somebody had to put a gun in a box and send it to somebody. So
that's really hard, you guys. I don't know if you ever sold a gun before.
Me? I have no idea. I've never sold a gun in my life.
Yeah, but selling a gun private sale is not the same as running a business that's going out of business, right? Like, completely different.
I guess. But if they double dipped.
Yeah, and if they double dip their dicks, but I'm just saying we could give them the benefit of the doubt until we find out what the resolution is.
I guess I'll play the bad guy.
Put away pitchforks, I guess.
Businesses seem to be burning me lately, so fuck Millarm.
I mean, one of the things that's going to happen here in the next little while is these businesses that don't have good e-commerce sales and good customer service are going to nowhere, and there are no other options. They're going to start losing out to the likes of CTC Supplies, Canada Ammo, these good websites, generally good customer service, and some of them have their shipping in order, some of them don't. But
I mean, Wholesale Sports wasn't to the levels of Cabela's in terms of shitty shipping.
Their website was dog shit. Their website
was dog
shit, and their inventory was terrible too. Go into the north side one right now and count how many fucking wacko reloading kits they've got. Like last time I was in there, they had 10 like 30 Remington reloading dies for Lee sets, right?
Yeah, whoever was selecting their inventory was fucking Office Rocker, and that was part of why they went out of business. You know,
you guys remember
all they had to do was have a bunch of normal shit in stock, and people will buy it.
Yeah, and like move your fucking inventory.
Yeah.
Remember, they had all the Turkish guns, and that entire thing, when they fire sale those guns, 50% off was because somehow, some way, they couldn't get the manufacturer to honor any of their warranties. So they just said, fuck these guys, we're dropping their entire line.
Yeah, no, they just didn't react. Like Cabela's came into town, and their marketing was just like completely different. Their events were much better. Wholesales weren't. Survival.
That's to say, though, that Cabela's is not without fault. Their shipping is still to this day hilariously bad.
Yeah, doesn't
their
seem to make
is the worst.
You know what? They don't seem to be worse for wear.
They just ran out of town the largest multi-city, multi-province business that they had to compete with here in Canada. I mean, the only other one that has that many shops is Bass Pro, and they're basically the same company, aren't they?
Yeah, Bass Pro owns Cabela's.
Yeah, so they're just maybe they're gonna do the same Best Buy Future Shop thing of just running the same store side by side, even though they're owned by the same company.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what your guys' opinion is, but I think Cabela's like marketing is a lot tighter than Bass Pro's. Bass Pro's is, I don't know, their Canadian stuff just isn't as good.
They don't have a Canadian website. They just have a Canadian.
Just the U.S. one, and they have U.S. prices, and you're just supposed to fucking figure it out. Oh, what about inventory?
No. They don't have an online Canadian website. It's only a U.S. website.
That's what he said.
And all their Canadian websites are just storefronts of like ours.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, is you have to go on their website and try to fucking figure out what might be in Canada and what might not be. And you show up and maybe there'll be a killer deal, maybe not.
Did I ever tell you, this was about 5 years ago, I walked into the Bass Pro in Calgary just around the time that it opened, maybe a couple of years after. And they had BX25 mags on a shelf.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. They had BX25 mags sitting on the shelf.
How much past the banning was that, though?
What?
Like 1 year past?
Andrew, BX25s have never been allowed in Canada. Were name banned straight from the get-go because the box says fits the 1022 rifle and the 1022 pistol.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones were never supposed to have been in Canada. Like like an end of the aisle display of them hanging from hooks. Just a shit little BX25 mags.
Yeah, the blister packs.
So
there's a little small store in my town that has those still on the shelf, and they're not pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah. If imagine, like, put yourself in the shoes of an American inventory guy for Bass Pro. Wackadoodle law is this, anyways? You can't have why because it says it's for the pistol as well. It's hard to blame them for confusion. Our laws are just.
Well, I mean, the U.S. laws aren't that much better, but still.
There are some pretty silly laws, too, yeah.
Hey, can I have a 50 Beowulf tonight?
According to the CBSA, as long as it's 52.
No, the law says
CanadaGuns. Yes.
The law says that I can have magazines for a centerfire semi-automatic rifle for up to 5 of the round that they're designed for.
What's the RCMP calling?
So when I get my my 10-round Beowulf pistol magazine, everything's gonna be glory, right?
You know what? They keep talking about those, and Alexander Beowulf, the guy that made the round, refuses to import one into Canada.
Ah, we could do we could do the SOCOM one, and it would work too.
Yeah. SOCOMs are big fat ones.
Yeah, you could do 458 SOCOM, 10-round pistol mag, and it would just be a 30-round AR mag.
Oh my god, that is so awesome!
Yeah, well, basically anyone with a manufacturing license or anyone that wanted to make those mags could do it, right?
But the thing about the Canadian market is that, like, as soon as you put the money in to get that 50 Beowulf or 450 SOCOM pistol, you put all that money in, getting it in, and then everyone like rapes you up the butt and does their own version of that mag.
You know what I'm wondering is like like somebody with some money could just do that, right? I mean, they register a company, get the company licensed, and just crank out a lower, slap on the side of it, say 458 SOCOM pistol, and boom, just start making mags for it, and suddenly the RCMP has to go and look at things and go, oh fuck.
Yep.
But I guess it just takes that one guy with a lathe to register and go through all the hoops.
Let's say you do that. Like, what are the repercussions of that? Are they going to say, "No"? And remember those AR-15s that we said were pistols? Now those are rifles that are adapted to pistols. Fuck all you guys. Now you're down to 5.
Yeah, RCMP probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't accept or approve a 458 pistol in the first place, which would make the mags moot.
Well, I mean, they approved the 223 pistol, but then they didn't approve the VZ58 pistol, even though the VZ58 pistol is like, oh, it doesn't have a stock on it. It's, you know.
Yeah, but look at with all these PCCs.
That says, doesn't that have to be commonly available in Canada?
It has to be readily.
That was part of it.
Yeah, but how many fucking charges are there available? So that's moot anyways. But the thing is that look at with all these pistol caliber carbines, they're like, oh yeah, and go fuck yourselves, 5-round mags.
Well, those are all rifles.
Like
they're non-restricted, right?
Yeah, but
but then go. Oh, but it's not really a rifle mag; it's a pistol mag. Blah 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 blah. And they can just sit there, write a letter, and fuck everybody that the letter applies to. So
the CZ Scorpion Evo has 2 FRT entries, one for a pistol and one for a carbine, and yet you cannot purchase 10-round magazines for it.
Because it's the lowest common denominator, so the pistol mags or the rifle mags take precedence.
No, we don't really know why. It's literally the RC.
They're gonna pull the same shit. Yeah, they're gonna pull the same shit.
There is no rhyme and reason to the rationale behind it.
Yeah, Strack.
Fuck you.
If that was the logic, then what's going on with the Charger the Charger pistols and the Charger rifles? They're 10 rounds.
At this point, I think it was just a question that somebody were like, "Oh, let's put all the shit that we want to deal with on the board." They threw a dart and it landed on the fucking 1022 max, and they're like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna fucking make a ruckus about this."
Yeah, well, that's why we had that big thread recently for CanadaGuns patches with the RCMP squatting, doing the acoustic thing, saying "no fun allowed."
Yeah, the acoustic. Hearing you say the acoustic thing is just so good.
Hey Joe, you were talking about the Charger thing, and there's a difference there. In the BX-25s came out in like what 1970 or something.
No, the BX-25s. The BX-25s were
the 25 round.
No. Are you thinking the Butler Creeks or the BX-25 Ruger ones?
The Butler Creeks came out like a long time ago, and
like 1980.
Yeah, the Butler Creek are like
the law says what it was designed for. The Butler Creeks predate the pistol. Technically, they were designed for the rifle. Get arrested, or actually don't get arrested. Someone already got arrested for the 25.
Yeah, somebody got arrested. Actually, did we talk about that last week?
No.
Maybe
a couple
not
weeks
the
ago.
best example.
Yeah, somebody got arrested finally for the BX-25s.
Someone else.
Or rather, they got charged for it, and they got charged for a bunch of other fun shit. What the hell is his name? Does
Not
anybody know
just
his name?
anyone, though.
Sean Bevins.
Not
Sean
some random
Bevins? Yeah.
Yes,
some
he
random-
posted up on his Facebook that he was charged with possession of a prohibited device because he had 1022 mags that seemed to be unpinned. However, in the original post, there were a couple of other charges attached to that. They didn't just charge him because of that. They charged him with a bunch of shit and possession of a prohibited device with the 1022 mag.
Yeah, like improper transport or something. He had a couple.
Oh,
of
yeah. He had an improper
and-
storage or transport.
Yeah, and there's also, I mean, this is like, people talking, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's all just conjecture. But there were people who were posting in the CGN thread saying that he has a drinking problem and blah blah blah. And we also know his history with the NFA. So I mean, it's one of those situations where like you can't really know who to believe.
There's a lot of information missing.
And
Yeah.
also CGN is an incredibly reliable and depending source of information, and everybody
Of
should
course.
trust everything that's ever been said in CGN.
You can keep a straight face while saying that.
I teach, so I know how to keep a straight face when saying really stupid shit. Does anybody have anything else to talk about? Did we touch on everything that was on the top thread of the week that was worth mentioning that wasn't a shit post?
Does anyone else there want to get arrested with a 50 Beowulf mag?
Actually, there was one post that I wanted to bring up. Still be doing Marstar shit. Guy 762 by 39, except whoops, it was 762 by 54R. Or did I get that backwards?
My comment's pretty good on that one.
Oh yeah, he asked for 762 by 54R Chinese surplus ammo, and they sent him a crate of 762 by 39. So, yay Marstar.
Overpaid.
Yeah, yay Marstar. You're still doing what you're doing.
Marstar doing Marstar shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Marstar doing
Ironclad.
Marstar shit.
Yeah, it's they'll just send them different ammo though. I'm sure.
Are you sure? Ironclad guarantee, sir.
No, come on, like you can't just send like the wrong ammo to someone and say like, oops, deal with it. Just
Oops. They'll probably be like, keep it, we'll send you more.
maybe. I mean, it's like the expense to actually ship those back would be what, $30. So yeah, they might just say fucking keep them or try to get them to keep them with
Then again, go tendies. Go tendies send me a label to ship back half a case of open ammo. But maybe this guy needs to burn Marstar on every single piece of social media to get that to happen. Oh, I also
Or
got
maybe-
Marstar even on social media?
Maybe he's gonna catch more flies with sugar.
Is Marstar even on social media? Like,
Well, remember they tried to be they tried to get into Reddit, and everybody kept getting kept shitting on them. And I think Neo Confection garnished a downvote squad that downvoted all his posts because he called them out.
Yeah, now they just let Ian do it instead for in range.
Oh yeah. Oh, so dank. Do we have anything else to bring up? Anybody got anything to shill?
well, I have some new stuff, but like mags, ammo, whatever.
Adriel, I listened to Slamfire Radio on the plane ride over. It was very entertaining.
Good. I can't remember what it talked about. So
I can't remember what
Me
we talked
too.
about either, but I'm thoroughly entertained on that hour flight.
excellent.
Anything else? There won't be a show in 2 weeks, I think. I don't think that will be, or maybe I'll be back. I don't know. Let me see. Is that January? Oh yeah, next show will be in January.
Prover will
It'll be
a married
2018.
man.
So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be a married man.
Yeah,
So-
a few of our members will be married. Noah Lars getting married really soon too, like this
Nolan?
week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
other than that,
for the record, are you quick dub or
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's quick up.
Hi, baby.
Hey, sexy.
Okay,
Still didn't get your
watch
tooth
these
fixed,
two
eh?
go at it on Cyberscape Sex after. If you would like to watch, join the after show.
Don't
Thank you,
join the
everybody.
after show.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. I hope you had a good time. We will be back in 2 weeks. It'll be a new year, new gats. Old show. It'll still be just as shitty.
Same shit, same channel.
Same shit, same channel. Probably the same time. I don't know. Maybe it'll be change it up. Thank you, everybody. Say goodbye, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Later.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.